Aloha.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
It's going to be a fun evening here.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Puppy, be quiet though.
Maybe on the kitchen table.
Hulda, how are you? Hulda, maybe you want to rename yourself?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. This new laptop, it came pre-installed with that name. Thank you for reminding me.
Hi, Wyatt. Hi, Hulda. Very happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Hi, Tammy.
I like because it's on your birthday. Really nice.
Yeah, Hulda's a special member of this community. Excited
Oh,
to hear her songs. We've heard like tidbits from a couple calls here, a couple calls there. So we're gonna get a straight through performance today from her. And it seems right because Hulda was one of the big inspirations. In fact, it was kind of a mutual collaboration and co-creation between her and I that led to the materialization of this event. So it seemed really right to celebrate it with a very, a performance. And I'll wait for some more people, and then I'll tell a little bit more about the backstory behind this call because it's pretty cool, and it's really the time. It really is the time.
How are you, Wyatt?
I'm doing very well. Doing very well. It's been very cold here in Missouri, but it actually just warmed up. So it's was like 50 degrees today. And but like less than a week ago, we had like negative highs. We had like a 0-degree high. So it's a little extreme, which is kind of a cause for some concern, but not too much concern. But all in all, I'm doing very well.
oh, I see we have an Anastasia.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm feeling rather lonely tonight, so I'm really grateful this is here.
Yeah. Well, we're grateful to have you. I mean, it's one of those things where I think we all have experienced these moments of loneliness in a world that's pretty abstract and pretty detached. So, I mean, I think everybody here, I can comfortably speak, that has probably felt that at some point in time. So thank you for being here. There's a couple of Anastasias within our community. How did you, have you been a part of the community for a while?
Well, I signed on to the online site a bit ago, but I haven't interacted much. So this is my first actual event.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Well, this is a celebratory one. This is a good one to come to.
Yay.
Yeah. So we do like monthly calls, and then there's some bi-weekly calls. I host a bi-weekly call. Gabriel is the founder and the director of the Anastasia Foundation, and he's going to be doing some more calls here pretty soon. There's a lot of internal momentum going on in this community right now, so it's beautiful to have these faces here and have people like you to resonate with, because more and more there's more and more people coming each day. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, I imagine that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's about 5 after. I'm going to go ahead and begin kind of talking a little bit about this call, and we'll let some people come in as they do. So first, I really want to thank you guys all for coming out here. Maybe you didn't have a lot going on. Maybe you did have a lot going on. But this is definitely a call that you're going to be glad that you came to. It's about time that our community birth its new culture. And, we've kind of been assembling, in my mind, we've been kind of assembling these pieces in the background. We've been kind of inserting, some new languages and some new speech idioms. We've been thinking in new ways. We've been sharing art in different ways, in particular art as well. You know, this is art that is inspiring and uplifting. And I remember about a year ago, Ariane Teleshewski and I were just on one. I mean, we were on one, and we were so jazzed up about getting people to sing, because in Russia, what helped the propagation, the promulgation of the message there was the bards. And the word bard comes from, I believe it's a Celtic word. And bards were knights or soldiers at one point, like these valiant knights. And then they ended up kind of in Russia transforming into these tellers of the truth. And so in the modern day, what we see this as is they really have been spreading the message over there. And that's what's gotten, you know, thousands of individuals living in kin settlements and, you know, people creating foundations and creating whole big organizations over there, creating legislation, just the general awareness about, hey, here's a new life, here's a new path to life that we can all choose. But it happened through the bards who were musicians. And so it's pretty powerful. You know, I remember when Gabriel told me that every movement has its music. And so there's been performances, like I've recorded a song, and then there's been, and that was kind of like my past life in this life, but like, you know, I was a studio manager and things like that.
When do we get to hear it?
Perhaps maybe next time. I can't take the center stage today or anything. And so, Hulda, you interrupted. Hold on. My train of thought.
Sorry.
So no, sorry. No, I'm not pointing. No. But it's about time that we really have music and that we really have poetry. We really have stories, skits. There's a lot of community members I know, like Mark, that like they have some really beautiful meditation techniques that they've been cultivating, practicing, and kind of perfecting throughout their years. And this is just really an open invitation to share that, because what co-creation really means is when we can kind of surrender this need to be like an individual, standing up and needing like all of it to rest upon us, but when we can share it with others and when we can kind of mutually make something beautiful. So I thank you all for being here and for participating nonetheless. How these calls are going to go forward in the future is we're going to have them once every month towards the end of the month. There isn't going to be a set day because all of our schedules, including mine, are very flexible and very, there's things coming and going. And so I want to be like adaptive to that, but it'll be generally at the end of the month, and there'll be a big notice before. So you'll be able to plan for that. But the idea is that, you know, you come here and it's like an open mic, right? So if you have a poem to share, if you have a story, if you have a dream, if you have something that you feel like is worth the attention of another individual, and if you don't feel like you're worth it, but you really like your creation, you should still share it, because many times our own self-critique can be, you know, non-productive mental conversation. So this is a place, safe space, this container, you know, what comes here does go out on YouTube. So we do post these calls on YouTube because this is really important that all those who are coming later into this community and who can't be here live on the call are able to watch this. So while it is this safe, contained space right here, a disclaimer that these things will get shared on YouTube. And so maybe that influences, maybe not. It really shouldn't. Everyone's talented and beautiful. So in order to, I'm going to pull up this whiteboard real fast that I've got some notes on. And so we can see here. And Hulda, can you just give me a thumbs up that you can see this whiteboard? Okay, cool. Okay, I'm like learning how to do Zoom whiteboards, so bear with me here, folks.
From sitting, like reaching, like look at the computer.
Need that real fast. Okay, so how this event is basically going to go is for the first half, we have a special performance from Hulda. And Hulda, if you need me to change your name to Appleseed, I can change that. And then
Well, at least spell my last name correctly. It's O-M.
Oh,
But that's okay.
right. Well,
big deal.
let's just do this. This is
Oh,
your
instant.
This is your pen name, right?
Yeah.
So then afterwards, what we're going to do after Hulda does a performance for about 30, 40, I'm not sure exactly what she's got specially prepared for us. Then we'll begin the open art sharing portion. And basically how the open art sharing portion is going to go is if you'd like to share something, simply send it in the chat, and you can either private message, me, the host, or you can just send it into the chat, and you can say something like, hey, I'd like to share something. I'm going to be monitoring the chat, and I will make a note. And basically then when the open sharing portion starts, I'll just read off, okay, hey, like I'm inviting this person to share now, and things like that. And the time you'll get is about, we want to keep it between like 3 to 5. 6 is okay, but we just want to we want to be respectful to the other individuals. So, if we see that there's like not a lot of people signed up on the queue, I may like kind of be a little bit more like allowing. I'm never going to interrupt anyone though. So I will say that I'm never going to like interrupt anyone, but just want to make that disclaimer that, if Zoom had a handy feature that they had a little timer, that would be really sweet. And they probably do, but I think you'd have to pay for that. So, but yeah, just keep in mind 3 to 5 minutes. And I'll reiterate this too, as we transition from the performance section to the open art sharing. One more thing I want to share as well is that, we're working closely with a lot of our dear friends in Russia, and there's some really beautiful musicians there that we are hopefully going to be getting to come and perform on here, as well as some other more prominent musicians in the US. So this is really and just creatives in general. So really just excited and grateful that you all are here. And, if you don't feel like sharing anything as well, that's totally cool. We're just here to kind of build new culture as we go. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Hulda. Yeah, no worries, Anastasia. Thank you so much for being here.
I just had a knock at my door. That's why I bugged out.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So if anyone doesn't have any questions or any comments or joyful celebrations, I'm happy to hear those. But if not, we'll go ahead and kick this call off and give it over to Hulda. I'm pretty excited to hear what she has to do. I know, Hulda, correct me if I'm wrong, but is there going to be some like interactive type things? Is there going to be like what do we have? What do you have planned for us? And maybe you could tell us a little bit about yourself, how you found music, what inspires you about music, your journey with it. I'm just throwing out some talking points.
Sure.
And what is unique about your music and what you hope that it brings to people in terms of, a new conscious awareness, celebration, inspiration, all those things. Answer any or make your own questions and answer them, but something like that.
Well, I guess I could go on for 10 minutes or so about background stuff. I don't know if we want to take the time for that, but I will share with you, if you like, my very first song when I was probably around 5. And we were taking the ferry from Oakland over to San Francisco. And so my song was, it's a long way for a ferry boat. It's a long way for a ferry boat. It's a long way for a ferry. I don't know if I sang it all the way over, but anyway, that was my song, my very first. And I've sung other people's words early on in life, in high school and college, and starting with the beginning of COVID 1984, more specifically around April of 2020, I got the inspiration from somebody singing at the farmer's market. She just broke out into song. It was such a beautiful voice. And I was getting kind of nowhere with explaining to people that this is like a, what do you call it, a false flag operation. It's not real, and that wasn't getting anywhere. And then I heard this woman singing. I thought, well, maybe I can reach people through song. And so my first song was I Am Healthy. And I first I wrote it about April of 2020, and then I first performed it in the mid-May of 2020. And a friend videotaped me, and I started a YouTube channel that day. In the meantime, I've written, well, I haven't counted recently, but it's well over 100 songs, mostly borrowing other tunes. So that first song was, I am healthy, aren't you too, me and you? Wake up song, wake up, bells are ringing, can you hear them singing? Let's be free, you and me. So with a dual or multi-purpose to bring something familiar to people, maybe there's an undertext in their minds as to like the original lyrics, and to reinforce and contrast with what I was singing. And then a few times I've actually come up with my own tunes, and I'll share one of those tonight. And what I had in mind was to sing a couple of songs to you. And in terms of the interactiveness that Wyatt mentioned, I would like to invite you to sing along with me. And these would be shorter songs, easy songs, because I have some that I need to practice a lot to get the rhythm or whatever. So just something that's more straightforward if people are interested in that. In fact, perhaps we could do that right now. Now, starting with my good morning song, which I normally don't sing after about noon because then it's no longer morning. But I just love the song. I've sung it actually in these calls before, so some of you may be familiar with it. And if you'd be interested in joining in, what I would do is sing the whole thing through, and then sing it line by line, call and response, that's sometimes called. And if you care to join in, if you care to turn on your mic and maybe even your camera, that would be lovely. So, and so this good morning song, I composed, I say compose when I also am responsible for the tune, on August 1st, for the seedlings in my windowsill nursery. And I sing it to them every morning when I raise the blinds to let the light in for them. And it goes like this. Good morning, how are you on this fine day? Good morning, would you like to come out to play? Good morning, how lovely to dance with the bees. Good morning, and to sing with the birds in the trees. Good morning, and to sing with the birds in the trees, and to sing with the birds in the trees. Tweet, tweet. Would anyone like to sing that with me and then, perhaps in the process, learn it?
That's pretty awesome, Hulda. I haven't heard that song in a while, and it like literally it evokes this really genuine kind of like childlike joy in me. Like when I hear it, I'm just like, yes, joy. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I sang it yesterday to a guy coming to do a phone internet installation for someone in the building who just moved in. And so I opened the door, I saw him, he had a mask on, I start singing. As I'm singing, he takes the mask off, he's smiling, and he said that just really brought a smile to my face. So I call this my singing ministry. I sing frequently at the grocery store. I sang at Social Security once, and just post office, anywhere I can find some excuse to sing.
I think it's really beautiful because you kind of like break. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rosa.
Can I interject a technical question? I have been told that Zoom, if you're trying to sing in a group, a manner like a choral group, that there's enough delays or what have you that it doesn't work very well. Do you know if that is correct?
I don't. All we can do is try. And if
Yeah.
nothing else, you could keep your mics off and sing along with me silently to the rest of us. If you want.
Well, I'll try it.
I'll try it
Okay.
with my mic off. I'm down.
I
Let's
want
do
to,
it.
I want to do it also.
Off or
All
on?
right.
Do we want it off or on?
Yeah. Wait. Is this gonna? Well,
Shall we try it on first and see how it goes?
Okay.
Emmy says I was a music director of an a cappella group and the delays were real. I think if we're trying to do it in unison, then there may be some delay. But if we're doing it call and response, I think we'll be okay. Yeah.
Well, nothing beats trying.
All right, Hulda, lead the way.
Okay. So a line at a time. Good morning, good morning. How are you on this fine day? Your turn.
Good
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
How are you
on
on this
this
fine
fine
day?
Well, not too bad. It's much better than Telegram. You know, you can do live video chats on Telegram, but you
Yeah.
absolutely can only have one person at a time with their mic open. Otherwise, you get all these echoes and feedback. So that was, to me, tolerable.
All right. And what's the next? Here we go.
Good morning, good morning. Would you like to come out to play? Your turn.
Good
Good
morning.
Good morning.
Would you like to
Come
play?
Good morning, good morning. Oh, how does it go from there?
How are you? How are you on this fine day?
Thank you.
Whoa,
Tammy.
Awesome.
How are you on this fine? Good morning, good morning. How are you on this fine day?
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
How are you on this fine day?
Good morning, good morning. Would you like to come out to play?
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Would
I
you
like to come out
and
and
play?
Good morning, good morning, and to sing with the birds in the trees.
Good
morning.
Good morning. And
You
sing
sing
with the
the
birds
birds
in
in
the
the
trees.
trees.
Good more. Let's see, where's the tune now? Good morning, and to sing with the birds in the trees.
Good
Good
morning. Good morning. Sing with the birds in the trees.
You know, on the replay, it might not be so fun, but I think we're having fun now. So
I'm having so much fun.
okay, great.
Very
Well, that's the
nice.
basic thing.
Thank
I
you.
do some little
Thank you.
flourishes here and there, but it actually ends with tweet. And one story is singing it to one of the cashiers at the grocery store. I sang it to her once and she was very reserved. And I thought, oh, she didn't like the song. Okay. And I came another time and sang a different song and same thing. And then another time I came, it was morning and one of us said she said good morning. I said, would you like to sing my good morning song with me? She said, no, but you can sing it. So I sing it. At the end, she goes, tweet.
Oh,
That's cool.
that's
Nice.
really sweet.
So I call that an expansion of my singing ministry. Every time there's a new dimension.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Thank you so much for that interactive. Just a quick side note for anyone who's joining late. We're just in the middle of Hulda's special performance here. And then towards the end, we're going to open it up to open sharing events. So Hulda's a really talented musician. Hulda, if you could send me in the chat your Solari link. So that way, as people come in, I can just continue to drop that in there and you can focus on your music.
Sure, I will send it to everyone now.
Okay,
And
cool. Thank you.
another something. And a third something. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. No worries.
Thank you, Hulda.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's D.
OD, thank you.
Hi. Yeah, thank you.
Um,
I got a new to me computer that has good sound now.
oh,
Yeah, I
excellent.
remember you've been having some difficulty.
Yeah. It's all good now. Glad to be here with you guys.
We're so grateful to
Yeah.
have you, sir.
Excellent.
All right, Hulda. So you got some
Well,
other songs for us, yeah?
So, yeah, and then you can go to my page at solari.com. The link is now in the chat. And you can hear that and you can practice with it by your lonesome and not have the the conflicts and the feedback or whatever. Just an idea. Anyway, so that would be song number 1, call and response. And then I think I'll go to one that where I just perform called Hulda's. And for this, you need to know, you can see after Hulda Appleseed in my name, for my name in parentheses is Nystrom. So that's my family name. The other thing you need to know for this song is that I sing da, 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 and that's not Russian in this case. And it's not baby English like daddy, it's German. And da means either there or here, depending upon the context. So here it goes. Hulda Marie Ekman married a Nystrom. Hulda Clark showed how with cancer to be done. A second king's prophetess warned of deadly sin. Mother Hulda comes to us through the brothers Grimm. Who is da, da, da? None other than Hulda. They say it means weasel, rat, or maybe squirrel. What the heck? Why not give them all a whirl? Heck the what? Let's all swirl and twirl all together now with the Hulda girls. Who is da, da, da? None other than Hulda. Who is da, da, da? None other than Hulda. And I should add that Hulda is from my Swedish grandmother. That's how I come to it. But it's originally Hebrew. And there was this prophetess mentioned in the song. And so I've asked numerous people who speak Hebrew, well, what does Hulda mean? And the most common answer I've gotten has been rat, but I've also heard weasel. I think that's the first thing I was told. And then maybe squirrel. So that's what that's about in the song. So now you are familiar, if you weren't already, with 5 Huldas, 4 in my song and then the one singing.
There's a woman named Hulda Clark, and I believe the title of her book is The Cure for All Cancers. And so I had a question. What's the you said Second Kings or something, a prophetess? What's the scripture on that one? Do you know?
2 Kings 22:14, I just happen to know.
Second,
Also in Chronicles again, 2 Chronicles 34 something or whatever, but it's the same story, just told again in Chronicles.
Okay, I'll check it out. All right, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I have a song that I have also sung in this company, maybe not all the same people, but called Shwelo. And the subtitle is Water, Wasser, Agua, Lo, Shui, S-H-U-I. And that's Chinese for water. And the word lo in the title, Shwelo, means connection in Chinese. So that
one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. Everyone.
Yeah, that's why I'm singing it, Wyatt.
This is a really good one. Just want to say.
Okay. Shwelo, sweet flowing water, you are everywhere, inside and outside of me, connecting all together. My memory, it comes from you, carried along so fluidly. Your memory, it is so true, from the beginning to eternity. Sway low, sweet flowing water, the very essence of life, joining firmaments above and below, as husband and wife. Sway low, sweet flowing water, flowing and glowing everywhere. And I might add that this was written, I borrowed the tune, under the influence of Clearwater Vision. Russell Anderson is the president, or I don't know what his title is, but he's the head of it. And they're all about primary water. So that was a heavily influenced by primary water song.
I love that song. I remember
Now,
you sang that on my call, and I was like, wow.
I would be happy to do a call and response with you. I don't know if you want to have your mics on or off, but if anyone would like to kind of get the song like under your skin a little bit, so if you go to my webpage, you'd be more likely to be able to sing it. If not, I have other songs to sing.
I believe probably most people know that is Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, a Negro spiritual. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Whatever feels right, Hulda. I mean, I think we're all content to listen, as well as content to I do think that the delay presents kind of it's more of kind of not a laughing thing, but it's hard to like get it, because we can't really hear each other, and there's like this, like you're hearing one person's melody and then the others, and you can't like match. But I'm open to whatever feels good for you.
I agree, and I would suggest we try it with your mics off, and I'll just sing it like line by line if you want to kind of sing along that way, if people are open to that.
I definitely do. For me, it has so much to do with the interaction with you, Hulda, and with the group. So if you all want to try it without the mics, that's okay too. I find I like that song too. I like all of them. That one is for me a little bit harder to memorize, but that's okay. So I am wanting to do the call and response to pretty much any of them.
Okay, cool. Hold on, let's do this one. I do want to be mindful of the time. I think we should start the open shares around, let's say 7:50. Is that okay? That way we have says this call will end around 8:30.
So in about 15 minutes?
Yeah, or we can do like 7:55 to 20 minutes or so, like that.
Okay.
Want to remind everyone real fast, I've gotten already like a couple, well, just one individual signing up in the queue. If you have anything to share, you want a little poem, you have a little blip of wisdom, a meditation you'd like to guide people through, a piece of art you'd like to share, please just send a message into the chat saying I'd like to share something, and I'll put you into the queue. And then when we transition over to that at about 7:55, we'll just kind of call off by the queue, and it'll be a really beautiful experience. But hold it back to you. So we're muting our mics.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll sing one line, and then I'll sing it again quietly for you to sing along. How's that sound?
Good idea.
Okay.
We'll
Here we go.
All right.
And then I choose a key that best fits my range, because if I get too high, I just don't have any power. So if it's too low for you, I apologize, or I don't know if it would be too high, but anyway. So, sway low, sweet flowing water. Sway low, sweet flowing water. You are everywhere.
You are everywhere.
Everywhere, inside and outside of me, inside and outside of me, connecting all together, connecting all together. My memory, it comes from you. My memory, it comes from you, carried along so fluidly, carried along so fluidly. Your memory, it is so true. Your memory, it is so true. From the beginning to eternity. From the beginning to eternity. Sway low, sweet flowing water. Sway low, sweet flowing water. The very essence of life. The very essence of life. Joining firmaments above and below. Joining firmaments above and below, as husband and wife, as husband and wife. Sway low, sweet flowing water. Sway low, sweet flowing water. Flowing and glowing everywhere. Flowing and glowing everywhere. I must say, I haven't ever really done call and response with myself before, so that was kind of unique and fun and neat.
That was cool, Hulda. I feel like it was very easy. That's a good way to move forward, if I can suggest. Like, that's very easy. It allows the individual to concentrate on their pitch and like, yeah,
Yeah,
that was really fun.
great.
And a beautiful song, like really beautiful, really beautiful.
Well, here comes one with my own tune. Although I must admit, I've recycled it from another song, and maybe some of you will recognize it, but I'm not going to divulge it at this point. And this is called Hulda Appleseed. Hulda Appleseed sings wherever she be, at the grocery store and Social Security, planting seeds of peace and liberty, and that for trespass there is liability. Singing loud and clear, I am healthy. Oh, that's where the, okay, let me try this again. I'll start from the top. Hulda Appleseed sings wherever she be, at the grocery store and Social Security, planting seeds of peace and liberty. La 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 dee da do re mi. Singing loud and clear, I am healthy, and that for trespass there is liability. Celebrating that we all nature be, living waters inside of you and me. Resonance, it is the name of the game. Plasma, heart, and brain waves the same. So up may we lift our voices and feel magnificent for choices, and be magnificent choices. The end. Silent claps.
Yes, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was my intention to write one Hulda song for this event. But the first one I wrote, it wasn't feeling like what I wanted. And so then the second one came, so bonus. Okay, see, we've got 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. Feel free. Sing it. We'd love to hear a couple more.
Okay,
Hulda,
yes.
perhaps the Duck Duck song was written for a purpose. Regardless of that, it's so charming.
Would you like to hear Duck Duck Go?
Well, I would.
Okay. You twisted my arm. All right. I met Russell Anderson of Clearwater Vision at Music and Sky. And he did a presentation with another member of Clearwater Vision on primary water. And I had sung him in, as is the tradition on PMA Weekly that I'm co-host of, with my song Waterlandia. And perhaps there'll be time for me to sing that, although I've sung it in this circle before. And he told me then the next day after his presentation, everything I know about life, I learned from a duck when I was 10 years old. And then he tells the story, and he kind of commissioned me to write a song about that. On my way home from Music and Sky, since I had nobody writing with me, I started working on it. And again, this is my own tune. And it goes like this. Oh, my duck, duck, go. Oh, my duck, duck, go. Waddle, 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 duck, duck, go. Maverick's my friend to the very end. She follows me around wherever I go. To the corner store and the picture show, and even to school, with which breaks the rules. So up in the air tossed she does go, flappity flap flap she flies home, where she waits for me till I come at 3. Quackity quack quack she greets me. Back to school again follows me, my friend. To the office, sister, what's her name, me sends. Through the halls quacking she looks for, through the halls quacking she looks for me. And the kids all agree she's a sweet ducky. Then home she flies to wait for me. Winter's coming to Minnesota, you know. Time for wild ducks south to go. But please, my friend, do not leave me, don't go. So she stays behind in the heated dome. Waddle, waddle, waddles in a strange new home. Come spring, what find we together with her? 5 little ducks and their papa, sir. Now I know what I've got to do. Watch them waddle, waddle to a life anew. The hardest thing I ever had to do. Oh, the duck ducks go. Oh, the duck ducks go. Waddle, 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 duck ducks go. Waddle, 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 duck ducks go.
That's a really good one. There's a lot
Nice.
there.
Yeah, it seems that the tune works for both, huh? Okay, so looks like there's enough time for Waterlandia. It's
Please, that was really good.
okay. It's actually a little bit, it's one of my longer ones, but it's shorter than Duck Duck Go. This was inspired by Cal Washington of In Power Movement out of Canada, Dr. Tom Cowan, from whom I learned about primary water. And I'd never heard of Russell Anderson or Clearwater Vision when I wrote this song a year or so ago. And Jeff Lawton in Australia, he's a big permaculture guy. Waterlandia. Oh, apple tree, how great your bounty. From just one fruit grows an entire tree. While you feed birds, squirrels, and humanity, your abundance is nature's generosity. Oh, great rocks, deep in the bowels of earth, you grind out hydrogen and oxygen, and to the surface thrust their holy union, gracing us all with endless water so pure. The cult of death screams, there is scarcity, a water, food, and energy, and does its best to spoil all for humanity. But life keeps death where it's meant to be. Earth is our home, nature our mother, exuding abundance as no other. Rocks, animals, plants, our sisters and brothers, may we embrace our abundant family.
You're so talented, Hulda. Like the way you can capture the spirit of each of the elements in your songs is really profound.
Thank you. I do practice a lot. I sing on the way to the farmer's market on my bike 3 times a week. And whenever I go to the grocery store on my bike, I sing around the house. It's just so satisfying for me. Like I just feel it. It just resonates.
And Hulda, what a birthday gift you gave to the world on your birthday. When normally people get gifts, you gave the beautiful gift of this resonance to us all.
Well,
So-
actually, in Germany, it's the tradition for the one having the birthday to treat others, like to dinner or usually something like
Huh.
that. So
I like that. I like
different
that.
strokes for different folks.
Nice.
I like that, Hulda. Well, happy birthday, dear friend. It's absolutely an honor to have met you and to learn from you and to create with you. And you're a huge blessing to this community. And I'm sure we're going to have you singing again and sharing your songs on these calls. Hulda comes to a lot of the regular Ringing Cedars calls, and I will post one more time. Well, I actually just recently, there's the last post in the chat. You can find all of her music at her Solari link there, and she's happy to send you a PDF of her songbooks. And she's always down to connect. She's the one on these calls who's connecting people and reaching out. So she's a good friend all the way around.
Thank you. And my songbooks don't have any indication of the tune. That's got multiple reasons. I don't know music notation, so that's one reason that, that's not in there. It makes the books all the bigger. And I don't even put according to such and such tune. Maybe that has copyright reasons or whatever, but anyway. So that's why I encourage people to listen to my songs before they read them, because it's a heart thing. It's a resonance thing. It's otherwise, if you're just reading lyrics, for me, it seems like it kind of goes up into the head. It becomes more of a mental thing.
Yeah, it's too cerebral.
Yeah.
I agree. And I really enjoyed that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Tammy.
I like when you use the familiar tunes. There's a intelligent simplicity. There's a intelligence in simplicity, which to me enhances when you bring other intelligence in with your moods and your intonations and your words. Yeah, for me, there's a delicate art to a type of simplicity that actually is more intelligent. And if I coined it correctly in words, to me, you really embody it. So thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Okay.
It's really an honor to share this with people. So that it's kind of a birthday gift to myself too.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Well done. Beautiful.
And if you would like a short one to conclude this portion, I'm happy to do that. And if not, I'm fine with that.
Yes, please, please.
Okay, this is called The Name Game, and it's using the tune of the Ash Grove, which is a Welsh folk song. And I'm happy to give a verse of that if people want, but here's the name game. What's in a name pondered, that Romeo of old is a name who we be, a handle to grab hold. Or is it a fiction, a dead entity? Are we truly our names? And are they we? Let's step out of the prison we've been duped into and glow as who we are, twinkling dust of shining stars. Let's be careful not to joinder to the fiction of a straw man. May we learn to use it at our own command. I started it low so that I could hit the high points, but then it went a little bit low, too low for me, but you get the idea. So thank you for listening.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was so
You can
funny.
look up you can look up the Ash Grove and listen to it online somewhere.
What did you say the inspiration was for that?
It's called the Ash Grove.
No, the like the legal. Did you? Because a lot of times I've heard like a new song of yours after, like, say you had the primary water event and then it was like your Waterlandia came out. Right. So like, was there an event that kind of inspired this song?
No, just in general, my involvement with common law and related kind of stuff.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. An absolute pleasure, Hulda. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing and for being a part of making this first celebratory call of this new event series. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I look forward to what's coming next.
Okay, cool. No worries. Anastasia. We've got some other folks signed up. So I want to invite everybody again. We've got a couple of folks who are looking forward to sharing some things with you. And please, if you feel like you'd like to share anything at all, little inspiration when we gather together moves mountains. So we'd love to hear it. But I want to open the floor up to Mr. Mark, because he's got something that he'd like to share here. And this call will conclude in about 30 minutes. So we'll share for a little bit and then we'll close with maybe a little 5-minute nice blissful meditation as we go into the new year together. So, okay, on to Mark.
I waited for a while and didn't expect to be first, but I guess everyone else waited longer than I did. So
I think everyone's nervous, Mark. You know, it's the first time. I get it. It's hard. There's like all these people around you with big bright lights, you know, and it's like a loud stage. And I get the stage fright, you know.
I hear you.
All right, I'll let you go, my friend.
So in 2016, I self-published a my only novel, the Miracle Revolution, about saving the world and everybody in it. And this was 3 years before I found the Ringing Cedars books. And besides the fantasy novel aspect at that time, I hadn't healed my libido. So there was a lot of graphic sex in it. And after reading the Ringing Cedars books, I began to feel a bit uncomfortable with that. So this is a very brief excerpt from the new expurgated version, which was also edited to some degree, besides taking all the graphic sex out. And I've been working with a narrator, and it'll come out on audible.com probably towards the middle or end of January. So it's called the Miracle Revolution Expurgated. And this is just a very, very, very brief prologue and then a brief excerpt. In August of 2019, the Ringing Cedars of Russia books found me. They healed my libido and brought me to a far deeper level of maturity than anything had before, besides giving me infinitely more. As a result of that, and finding a narrator I very much liked, who didn't want to read the graphic sex I'd previously written, I decided to expurgate and edit this book. May it bring pleasure and perhaps more. For more on the RC books, read the very brief The Hope of the World at mark-landau.com. He cried for the gift of Eva's love. He cried for all the hurt everyone in the world had ever gone through, the pain of betrayal, violence, and loss. He cried for his wonderful childhood, for the monstrous childhood so many had lived and died, and for all the suffering all children everywhere had ever endured. Over the weeks and months, the ringed ones manifested innumerable family homesteads, fully sustaining gardens of Eden, spaces of love that one family could ground in, bond with, and co-create their own paradise, motherland on. They relocated millions of people to them. They obliterated everything that polluted earth, air, and water, and cleansed the polluted places. They dissolved the mountains of garbage in the oceans and the pollutants in the air. They cleansed the earth of all nuclear, chemical, biological, and traditional armaments, including assault weapons, mines, hand grenades, and the facilities for producing them. The only weapons to remain were handguns, sporting rifles, and bows and arrows, and their use fell to near non-existence. Science, literacy, education, and the arts flourished beyond imagination. Nowhere on earth was stupidity any longer prized. Thank you.
And so you wrote this before you read the Ringing Cedars books, and then you when you went back and expurgated it, you added some of the language, it sounds like, but that's really fascinating if you wrote in that way prior. I'm inviting you to share more.
In that, what I just read, the only thing I added was the paragraph about the homesteads and the spaces of love, and all the rest was there in the original. And as far as editing it, I mean, it was about purifying and perfecting the earth and everyone who lived on the planet, including the animals and, and at the end, everything else. So I didn't have the piece, about King's domains. I didn't have the piece about the highest way for humans to live, which I got from the Ringing Cedars books 3 years later. But I had a vision of, of perfecting Earth and perfecting people. And that's what, I wrote about in the book. And so mostly all I did was remove all of the graphic sex. But the other edits I did were very, very minor, just a word or a phrase or a sentence here or there. And then at this point, which is 2 pages from the end, I put in that paragraph about spaces of love and basically Kin's domains without using the word Kin's domains.
I absolutely love it. That's amazing. So I'm going to put your website into the chat. You said it's mark-landau.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
And most of what I offer to the world is there. But I have another website called ouruntoldpotential.com. where I offer, among other things, courses, online courses.
This is so new to me, Mark. I had no idea.
Yeah, I've written, depending on how you count, about 11 books and self-published 7 of them so far.
What kind of courses do you give, Mark?
I put together 2 online courses offering everything to the world that I had to offer. And I do 6 healing modalities, and 4 of them came to me, and 2 of them I learned from other people. And I teach 3 meditations that came to me. After 41 years, they started coming to me of doing other meditations. And I've written a bunch of poems and essays and stuff like that. But the first online course has a week devoted to the Ringing Cedars books, because I did that after I, read those books. But the pillars, I offer the pillars of evolution, knowledge and wisdom, physical health, meditation, and 1 or 2 others. So I just wanted to put together everything I felt I had to offer the world. And so I did in 2 online courses.
That's beautiful, Mark. I'm just paging through your website now. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna be checking some of this out. This is cool.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All.
Thank you so much, Mark.
My pleasure.
Yes, of course. Okay, so next up we have Anastasia, but she was unable to perform. She had to go. And so we have Dee. So Dee, I invite you to share what it is that you have to share. We're really looking forward to it.
All right, thank you. So I have a song to share, and there's 3 parts. The first and the last are quite repetitive, and so I invite you all to join in. I would really appreciate if you mute your microphones, because it will be very distracting to me if that doesn't happen. This song is dedicated to the humanity, the collective. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one. We are like family and there's no one left behind. The only place that you separate is in your mind. One mistake you can make is to think you're all alone, when the only place that you've ever been is home. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one. We are one and we are many. We are many and we are one.
Wow, D, that sounded like there was like some like chanting overtones in there actually at the very end. I was like, has this man been like a monk in his past life? Because I'm just like, I could just continue listening, especially the like I felt myself just wanting to like hum with you. So thank you so much. That was really cool. What's the inspiration behind that song?
A whole lot of spiritual work, and that song was received from the Unified Field, and it was received through my spiritual partner. So it belongs to everyone.
That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Do you have other work up anywhere?
No, I don't.
Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan to? Because I'm sure there'd be a lot of people here that would love to hear it.
Well, I'll be frank with you. There's a lot of stuff I dig into and that I would really like to share, but some of it makes me very vulnerable to share it because of some of the work that I do. And so I'm still figuring out like how to share and to address those concerns with myself. And so if somebody has some input or figure it out, how to do that, I'm still a puzzle to me. Yeah, and I love to share, but like I say, it can make myself vulnerable.
I still to this day, I love singing, but I like the thought of going up on stage in front of people. Now, I've had some public speaking engagements in the last year of my life, and that's really helped me to not feel vulnerable in that sense. The only 2 cents I can offer is that, most people don't have the bravery to do what that is. And so even the thought of doing it is a brave thought. And if there's a brave thought, then a brave action is not far away.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that some of that is a factor for me. Like soloing in front of people isn't my like go-to gift, but it's really about some of the other work that I do. And it has to do with artificial intelligence and what do they call it, transhumanism agenda and all kinds of things that get in the mix. And so I'm kind of just slowly reaching out and branching out to share different things. And this is just one small little piece of the work that I do. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Because I think we are, and from what I know, Google's involved with Zoom and this and that, and the artificial intelligence is analyzing like everything. And I don't say that from fear, but just from awareness. And so
I appreciate that. I appreciate your concern, definitely. Respect and honor that too. And I'm grateful to have heard that little bit and that you felt comfortable to say that little bit, because that was a really beautiful piece. So I look forward hopefully to hearing that, hearing more. I know there was like when I said that there was 2 people that immediately put up reactions, that they would love to hear more of your music. So thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for hosting.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you everybody for showing up. It's really beautiful.
We're building the culture, D. It's a pleasure to finally hear your voice too. Man, it's been like off and on. There's been so much. Our calls have been like you've been there, and then I'm like D. I like feel for you because it's like you can't speak, you can't interact. And so I'm really happy to be able to hear your voice, brother, and be able to interact with you. And thanks for showing up in the way that you do.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah. Roselle was first, and then Tammy. You guys have your hand up.
Hi, I thought if you wanted me to share, I'd read you a couple of readings from Tao Te Ching.
Sure. So we have a little bit of a queue here. So I'm gonna put you next.
Okay,
Okay.
that's great. Okay.
Okay. And then
I didn't know where the queue thing was.
it's in my notes here. I'm trying to figure out a way to like display a sticky tab on our screens, but I can't figure out that. Oh, I'm gonna have my phone next time and I'll share my phone screen and my phone will be a note app. There we go. Cool.
Okay.
So I'll invite you to go. There's one individual ahead of you. And then Tammy, what can you offer us?
Well, I would like to respond to what I thought Dee was referring to about
Okay.
AI watching. I would like to simply express where I'm at with that right now.
I understand that. I'm just gonna kindly invite us to kind of remain on like the sharing aspect of that. My call will be next week. On let's see here, on Tuesday the 3rd, and I would really love to talk about that at this point. But I do just want to respect everyone's time and that it's 8:13 and we have a couple individuals that still would like to share. And so in the interest of honoring them, I'm sure you can understand we're going to move forward with sharing that. But I think I'm not discrediting the conversation by any means. I think it's a very valuable conversation to have. But I think the call next week, if we all want to come, or maybe Dee and you can connect and share that way. Is that okay? Does that feel good?
Well, may I? I really only had 2 sentences. He said he was working through that, and if anybody had any suggestions. So
Okay. If it's
that's okay. That's okay. Let's leave it all be. I just simply wanted to let him know that I related to where I thought he was coming from, and that's fine, Wyatt. It's all good.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. And the vulnerability kind of comes just say something briefly. What happened to Anastasia when she got discovered? A lot of stuff happened to her. And so I feel vulnerable in that kind of a way.
Okay. Thank you so much.
That's kind of where I took it all kind of from that place. So just so you know, I can relate to your feeling of vulnerability. And then like Wyatt said, I would love to talk about it on one of the other meetings.
Sounds great.
Let's
Thank
do
you.
it, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I may butcher your name. Don't be mad at me. I'm gonna just say Miss Feldman. That's a little easier. I do not want to mispronounce the name because I'm sure it's really beautiful and I don't want to be like, oh, I said it that way.
It's fine. You wouldn't be the first one.
Well,
No
how do I
worries.
pronounce it?
So it's quite easy. It's Ainoa.
Ainoa. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Okay,
I know
that.
the writing is not maybe not very familiar.
I know I had some pictures that you wanted to share, right? And I made it so that anyone can share their screen. So you should now be able to hit the green button and share your screen with us. And then I will put this on speaker view. And can everyone, is it like big screen now on the speaker for everyone? Oh, you'll have to all individually change that if you want to see.
Okay. So I'm going to share a collective art jam that I started at the beach. This was 2 years ago. So let me see how we do that. Tuk. Thank you for doing this, by the way. I knew my friends invited me today for the first time. Is it working?
Yes, we see it.
Okay. So do I have to scroll the images or can each person scroll at their own?
No, we can't scroll. You'll have
Okay.
to flip.
Okay, cool. So this is the first when we started. I just brought a piece of wood that I went to buy, and I brought the easel to the beach, and a couple of friends started, and a lot of friends were surfing. So every time there was somebody coming out of the water, we will tell them, "Hey, come on, paint," and add to the collective canvas. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience. Yes, I just wanted to share that. I don't know if
That is
any
so
of you.
cool. Where is this? What beach am I looking at? What body of water am I looking at here?
So this is Encuentro Beach, which means the gathering, in North Coast in Dominican Republic. Oh, look, he's reaping. There's
Yeah.
a surfer.
Mhm. Nice.
So yeah, it was really, and then when we finished, we put the painting with the shaper, the local shaper that was living at the beach, that lives at the beach. A really funny man, always listening to self-motivation podcasts while shaping the boards and repairing the boards. I think, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this one is nice with the
Mhm.
light.
Yeah.
And there
Beautiful.
were kids too, as you can see the little toy down here. So it was really, yeah, it was just, just one day I woke up and wanted to do this.
That
And
is
very
so cool.
spontaneous.
So
Yeah.
will you do this again? Do you have like a group of friends now that are you guys going to continue doing this?
Well, I kind of always spontaneously art jam. And actually we were thinking maybe, I just don't want to say too much. I don't want to say anything today because it's kind of a very deep alchemical winter for me. A lot of changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know that the arts and the heart and the communities are always going to be alive. I just don't really know how and when. I just have
Yeah.
faith.
That's all you need. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. That makes me want to go do public art jams now.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yes. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Ainoa.
Thank you, Ainoa.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Roselle, it is
I
your
know, I
time.
know it. It looks like great fun. I need to join you at the beach.
Well,
Okay, so I'm
in
going
a
to
quite
read.
sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not in at the beach anymore, but yeah, it was fun, and it will be
Nice.
fun.
Well, we're
And
Nice.
this
happy to
is
have
like
you.
welcome everyone to do it anytime.
That's awesome. Well, we're happy to have that inspiration here because I am not exposed to a lot of I've heard of community music sessions. I haven't really been a part of, can I say, a community art session. Everybody on the same canvas. So that's a really cool idea. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm
Go ahead.
going to share 3 readings from the Tao Te Ching. The cover, this is the cover. You can see it.
Okay.
And the first reading is reading 78. Nothing in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is better at overcoming the hard and the strong. This is because nothing can alter it. That the soft overcomes the hard and the gentle overcomes the aggressive is something that everybody knows, but none can do themselves. Therefore, the sages say, the one who accepts the dirt of the state becomes its master. The one who accepts its calamity becomes king of the world. Truth seems contradictory. Then the next one is number 34. The Tao sorry, the Tao is like a great flooding river. How can it be directed to the left or the right? The myriad things rely on it for life, but do not distinguish it. It brings to completion, but cannot be said to exist. It clothes and feeds all things without lording over them. It is always desireless, so we call it the small. The myriad things return to it, and it doesn't exact lordship. Thus, it can be called great. Till the end, it does not regard itself as great. Therefore, it actualizes its greatness. And the last one, there's a whole bunch I could read, but we'd be going on all evening. The last one's number 11. 30 spokes joined together in the hub. It is because of what is not there that the cart is useful. Clay is formed into a vessel. It is because of its emptiness that the vessel is useful. Cut doors and windows to make a room. It is because of its emptiness that the room is useful. Therefore, what is present is used for profit. But it is in absence that there is usefulness. I think those kind of, to me, sort of relate to a lot of Anastasia, in my opinion, must be a Taoist because she's a true sage and has a gentleness, but yet strives forward with her purpose. And that's what Tao's all about. It's like the invisible force behind everything. And it's not boastful and it can't be described, and it's extremely powerful, and it's the force behind creation and the force behind the nothingness before creation. So I think the Tao Te Ching is quite a useful study in coordination with our ringing cedar books. Thank you.
I really like that. That's making me want to get back into Taoism and Zen. And I was a student of a lot of those practices for quite a while. And yeah, Anastasia definitely exemplifies woo-wee very well. You know, that effortless effort. She really like, yeah, and that's something I'm definitely working on in this life. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's like a big puzzle piece for me.
Thank you.
The emptiness part reminds me of Rumi. He talks about that as well. Maybe he was influenced by Lao Tzu.
Oh, I think so. I think that the Tao Te Ching is much older than most of these other philosophies, but I don't know exactly what the time frame Rumi had written his poetry.
1400s,
Thank
maybe? 12 or 1400s.
Okay.
Beautiful. Well, Mark, I know you had wanted to play a song, but I have something I'd really love to share. And then I'd love to do a meditation. How does that feel for you, brother? I wanna honor, like, is that okay? Okay. So real quick, there's a poem here that I'm gonna read shortly. It's a really short poem, but before I read the poem, I want to share real fast an experience I had recently. So I live in the state of Missouri in the United States. Missouri is known as the cave state. So is Kentucky, but Missouri is also known as the cave state. And so there's tons of caves here. And recently we went on a hike and found this non-publicized cave. It was in the wilderness. And this cave was found by my father, and my father took us there. And I was with my sister, my father, and my brother. So it was my father's birthday. So we were doing a celebration hike. And in this cave, which was big enough that you could drive a semi-truck into, it goes back and then it forks off to the right. And once it forks off to the right, it starts to begin to narrow. And often to the left of that right chamber, there's a little opening that a body can get through. And once you go up into that opening, there's a room. And the room is filled on the top with stalactites. Correct me if I'm wrong, stalagmites, I don't know. Stalactites and stalagmites are everywhere, and it's crystals everywhere, and it's pitch black and it's pitch silent. And my sister and I sat in that room in silence for like 40 minutes. And then we sat back to back and we started singing. In the one song, it was all rounds. So the one song that I want to share at the end is a really beautiful call and response song that my friend, dear friend, Kristen Yates shared with me. And some of you may definitely have heard it. It's not like created by her or anything, I don't believe. But it's a really beautiful song that always puts a smile on my face. So I'm going to read a quick poem real fast that really touches me. And then, yeah, I wrote this poem in an email to one of my dear friends. Actually, her name is Varia Sharashkin. She's the editor of the book's Daughter. And I'm very good friends with her. And we exchange art a lot. And so she writes poems, I write poems. And so I wrote this poem, and I'm happy to share it. So the poem starts. Love has calmed the windy sea. Love has revealed what we can see. Love is the answer shining in our hearts, the light of a star imparting birthmarks. Love reminds me I don't need to wander. Love is the answer to the questions I ponder. Love is the light of his illumination. Finally, I've uncovered my true motivation. Love is a gentle kiss on the head. Love is the embrace that will not meet death. Love is the sound I hear in the water, a familiar nostalgia, my son and my daughter. That's my love poem.
Very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It makes me feel warm and tingly. And then the song that I'd love to just quickly share, and I know I want to end with at least like a couple minutes of like beautiful send off into the new year. Thank you, Mark. But it's a really easy song. It's literally like the same line over and over again. But it's really cool because when you're with a group of people, you can teach them this song and then you can harmonize on different levels, and it becomes really, really interesting. And you can change the whole like melodic progression. You can, make it go higher at the end, make it go lower. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. And so I'll teach it. And then I really encourage you to share it with people because I learned this around a campfire, and definitely I haven't forgot it since. So it starts. There is a secret deep inside, in all the stars and all the galaxies. They run through my fingers like beads. They run through my fingers like beads. Feel free to join along. There is a secret deep inside, in all the stars and all the galaxies. They run through my fingers like beads. They run through my fingers like beads. And it's so cool if you do this with people in a round where somebody starts, there's a secret deep, there is a secret deep. Oh my gosh. It's like, it's a magical song. The high part, if you harmonize with people, teach it to your friends, teach it to your family. It's a good song to sing. But me and my sister were in pitch darkness, pitch black, no sound. And we were back to back, and our breath was synchronized. Like we would breathe in together, would breathe out together. And we were singing this song, and it was like, I felt like we were just singing to the core of the earth. Like, cause it was just like, we were in this warm, it was like 32 degrees outside, and inside this chamber, it's like 65. And we were just like, yes, survive. You will, you've got strength. It was a really beautiful moment. So thank you guys for letting me share. Oh man, I want to say thank you guys for all joining this call. Oh, like bees? Oh, so it is like beads, but I like bees though too. I actually really like bees. That's cool. That's cool though. Like I'm gonna use that. I think they run through my fingers like bees. I kind of like that. That's cool. That's
I
hilarious.
heard bees too. What is it?
They run through my fingers like beads. I guess
Oh,
we could say beats too, like beats. You
You
know.
know, I think you could almost substitute sands of the sea
Yeah.
or, you know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Mark heard beings. They run through my fingers like beings. You could substitute a lot. I think you could. I think you could.
I found when I record songs that if I'm not conscious about consonant endings, that they disappear.
Yeah.
And you don't want to overdo it either, because then it gets too heavy.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. It can get
Dance.
like two. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What a beautiful event, my dear friends. For those coming in late, this was a really beautiful celebration. Hulda Appleseed performed a short set for us, and then we had some really beautiful shares from Mark, from Roselle, from Inoa, from Dee, and I think we're going to have some more coming in the future next time. So these calls will happen once a month. And it's really the time for us to build culture together and to document these things, because this will go up on YouTube. And so all of this gets shared, and we, continue to inspire people. So I do invite, we're going to close. I know it's 8:30. I want to be mindful of everyone's time, but we're going to close with a quick 5-minute meditation. Just a short little guided imagery as we launch into the new year, because this is really to use Ainoa's words, an alchemical winter. And it's really a chance as we jump into this 2023 to like really embody a new conscious awareness upon the face of the earth. And I definitely feel like a lot of things coming up, but I also feel a sense of aliveness and a deeper urge to really celebrate life in its pure form lately, and uncover that, my dear friend, and a lot of the times good teacher, Gabriel, the founder here and executive director, told me one time, it's like having the need to purify, or having the desire to purify oneself, when to get rid of all of that is just a good sign in general. And no matter if it feels like it's heaviness you're having to go through and it feels like a lot, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to have to be desiring to go through that. And I think we should all lean in to whatever it is going on in our experience, and also find that calm presence of God within us, and find that joy, that spark of joy. So I'll end my monologue, but I do invite you all to mute your mics, and I'm going to kindly mute a couple of people here, and I'll just guide us in a short little imagery here. It'll just be about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. We'll say goodbye, and then we'll all continue and wait for next month, because I'm already waiting for the next call. This was pretty fun. Cool. All right, guys. I shouldn't mute myself. That was silly. Okay. So close your eyes. Take a deep, relaxed breath in. And take another deep, relaxed breath. In the spirit of the Tao, we were hearing from Roselle, and let this breath be effortless. Like your body is the surface of the ocean, and the sound of your breath is the waves and the wind. And whatever noises are going on around you, are going on inside of you, just allow them to be for a moment. Let's invite this calmness now to how we are looking and perceiving, to how we are aware. What does that calmness feel like? Maybe it feels like home. Maybe you notice a sensation growing in the chest. Maybe you notice yourself sitting taller. When we sit in meditation, it's not about rigidity. It's about coming to that kind, calm, and pure place within. Let's invite that now deeply into all of ourselves as your effortless breath continues to breathe, and it's breathing life into these cells that are so anxious to materialize every dream that you are beholding at this very moment. Sheer unlimited potential is flowing through your veins. Breathe into that. Whatever limitations come up, breathe into those. Show up with kindness, calmness, and sincerity and purity. Bring a little bit of awareness to the outer circumference of the brain. Release the cells in the center of the brain down the spinal column. Again, release the center of the brain down into the spinal column. Keep breathing deeply, effortlessly. Our imagination is our greatest gift. And I'd like you to imagine yourself as a child. And what is a child but purity and love and in sincere enthusiasm for life? I'd like you to see that child today, your pristine image, your original creation. I'd like you to kindly embrace yourself. I'm inviting you to kindly embrace yourself and to allow whatever emotions to come up. This perfect child, this loving child, this child that only wanted to make the world a better place. I'm inviting you to know that that child is not gone, and that no children's dreams cannot come true. I'm inviting you to realize that this is your life through and through, blood in your veins, a beating heart, a community of people around you that are thinking and feeling on very similar wavelengths. Where is the direction of our life headed, and how will we get there? We ask ourselves this question, we ask our community this question, and we kindly and calmly listen and await the answer together. I invite you to imagine yourself now as a child in the future. What does it feel like? How do you express yourself? What is the way that you see the world as this child in the future? I'm inviting you to imagine all of the sights and sounds that accompany this future with you. The dancing bees upon some white flowers with yellow centers, slender blades of grass that caress your young feet, water that wants to play with you as you jump into it, and all the animals that sing songs with you. The smell of the pine air mixed with the budding oak leaves, the fresh fruit and nuts falling from trees, the air, the breeze, the sun, the moon, the stars. A glance at the other individual where you found your first young love, pure love. This vision here, this is real. This is our future. The future he's preparing, and we are helping and adding our equal share. A true co-creation. That effortless breath, that calm, collected center. We are all together as we move into this brilliant year of 2023 on the year of the planet Earth. From this moment forward, from this very moment forward, the Earth will never ever be the same as a new conscious awareness is born. Each moment that we stay with our pristine original image, the one that was created in the very beginning. As this effortless breath brings you back now to notice the outer shell of your body and how your feeling extends out farther than the physical body, into the extremities, into the nervous system, the skeletal system, the vascular system, the digestive system. All of these brilliant, brilliant harmonic systems working together, coming back into them now, charging them with this light of the future, this light of our pristine, pure, original, quantum, multidimensional, unlimited, transmutable. Any condition now that was ailing us, we bring a little bit of light to it, a little bit of joy, a little internal smile, and know that there's faces all around you holding your hand, and we're all smiling with you, hand in hand, breath in breath, heart in heart. As Ariane says, we know breath is never separate. All of our breaths and heartbeats are all vibrating and connecting. We breathe back into our bodies, back into our minds, and we rub our palms, create a little bit of heat, charging the body with this valuable energy of imagination, of pristine original divination, of sincere, splendid culmination, materialization of our dreams. We place the hands over the eyes. From this moment forward, we shall always see, even if we forget for quite some time, we shall always see the pure, pure, pure divine in ourselves and in our world, in calm and kind. Feel free to open your eyes into the palms of your hands. Feel the warmth. Welcome yourself kindly back into the space. And welcome yourself back. You take a deep breath and smile at the simple joys of life.
I love the kitty.
The cats come out always. They always do.
That's beautiful, Wyatt. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. That was a lovely meditation.
If it was a co-creation, I swear there was like, I didn't think any of that out. It was like everyone's thoughts were coming in and coming out.
Nice.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Yeah, no problem, guys. This has been a really huge pleasure. to have this mutual inspiration and co-creation from us all to make this evening possible. Again, thank you to Hulda. Happy birthday, Hulda. It's an honor to know you and to be moving forward in this cultural creation together. So thank you all for showing up. I'm still not exactly sure on what the next call is going to be, the exact day. It will be on the same day, Wednesdays in the future. It will most likely be on Tuesdays in the future, actually. And I just have to coordinate and kind of look at a calendar and overlay my other calls and make sure there's no conflicts there. But it'll be either January 24th or January 31st will be the next one of these calls, and you'll get an email, and it'll be very you'll welcome.
And at the same time?
Yeah, same time, and bring some friends, bring some musicians. Yeah. So I'm excited. This call is going to go places, and it's so beautiful. I really want to just like kindly honor all those who shared, because the effect of what you're sharing is not just here. It's like this huge YouTube co-created environment that people are going to listen to. I mean, we have for where we're at, and the fact that we haven't really publicized ourselves too much, we have a very decent following on YouTube, and so it's really beautiful. Thank you all for sharing your light. Again, Mark, Roselle, Inoa, Dee, thank you guys all so much for sharing. And thank you all who listened and created the audience tonight and created that beautiful, receptive, engaging audience, because without you, without glitter pillows, and without, flowing bees, we're not gonna be able to. That was for you, Shelly. That was for Shelly Thompson. Yep. Yeah, we wouldn't have the reception. So I appreciate everyone being here. Those who shared, those who didn't. Thank you so much. And I really look forward to seeing you guys in a month. My calls, I'll let 1 second, hold on. I'll let my Kin's Domain calls are every other week. So we have a call next week. So feel free to join that. Those are fun calls as well. Hulda, yes, you had something.
Yeah, I saw the name of someone that I recognize from the Lone Wolf Pack.
Oh,
Call. He ducked out a little bit ago, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's good that we're cross-cultural blending communities now. Yeah, it's good. We're all going to inspire.
Happy New Year, everyone. And
Yes.
I think there's powerful celestial forces in effect over the next week or so. So, set your intentions. I think we've got great power at our disposal.
Yes.
To work with.
Did you know the Celtics celebrate the solstice actually from the 24th to the 4th of January? The traditional Celtic celebration of the solstice was they would be celebrating right now. So these are the same individuals who had the bards. So they're a sacred culture. So I definitely am feeling that celebratory energy. And thank you all for being here. It was a beautiful, beautiful share from everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye for now.
Bye.
Good night.
Everyone, I really enjoyed it. See you all soon. Thank you,
Bye.
Wyatt.
Thank you, Sammy.